culture, modern day swag, hip hop culture. There's rap
I
songs.
already know who it is.
Because if you don't like it, you gotta learn to love it. All the women want to be with me. All the men want to be like me. I'm every woman's dreams and every man's nightmare. In order to be the man, you gotta
beat the man.
Beat the man. And there's only one sweet Ric Flair, Richard Flair. Look, Ric Flair is a rock star. That's exactly what he is. He's a rock star wrestler. He's the first rock star wrestler. And his likability was because everything you thought that wrestlers were, he played the character on and off the camera, right? If you thought he was into womanizing, Rick was doing that times 10. If you thought he was into drugs, like Rick was doing that. And I'm not glorifying. I'm just saying Rick was doing Ric Flair outside the ring. But what it did allow for is you can't challenge Ric Flair's creativity. Do you know how hard it is if we talk about monologues and we talk about famous quotes, sayings, you know, the charisma, the appeal. Ric Flair had it all, right? Rick came in, I mean, the 80s where Rick kind of blew up, but even towards the 90s and towards the end of his career, when he was older, he didn't have the body. He was coming out the nature boy, you know, bathrobes.
That was some of his best promos.
That's some of his best promos. You gotta know, because he could talk to the point you wanted to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And Ric Flair, without a shadow of a doubt, to me, there really is no modern day wrestling without Ric Flair. To the point, Ric Flair is one of those characters. If Rick could die in the ring, and I'm not speaking that negatively, like that's a way that he wouldn't be scared of. Like he loves the thing so much.
He still talking. He just had a match last year. Right. I think he wants to die in the ring.
Right. That's how much he loves wrestling. And when it comes to the love of the game, there is no other wrestler like Ric Flair.
Yeah. Like if he ain't on your list, you crazy.
Right.
People on this list, excluding him, is just you can't talk about wrestling without saying their name. You have to say Ric Flair. It's so many people that's not wrestlers if it's not Ric Flair.
That's it.
There is probably no Taker out there. There's definitely no Rock. There's definitely no Stone Cold. There's none of these dudes. It's definitely no Shawn Michaels.
There's no Shawn Michaels.
And to be honest, Rick saved. Rick was almost, even though he didn't take the blows as he should have, he almost made it acceptable for those type of characters later on to come in and they wouldn't lose a job like that because there was people like Rick there. Because one thing about it in the wrestling business, more than any other business I've known, it don't matter what you'd have done. If you're talented enough, they gonna put you on TV.
Hello.
And it's one thing about Rick, no matter what it is, that man can entertain you to this day. He will sit there and elbow drop his suit jacket.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Hey, Rick on that. He real, bro. Ric Flair. Rick, I love having you on the show. Ric Flair. Ric Flair he's one of those, he's an entertainer. And he understood that wrestling is about entertainment. You're right. And that's what it is. It's the sport of entertainment. But
he don't get it twisted. He can also give you a 40-minute match, too.
Oh, yeah. And a younger Rick, when he could still wrestle and take blows to the face, and you know, that was all him. All the blood and everything. That was all Rick, you know.
Like you ever seen like some wrestlers when they ran to the corner and they like flip over to the outside?
Yeah.
Rick did that.
Yeah.
Or him when he used to flip over and then flip back. Rick.
Yeah.
He was the originator of a lot of things too.
And he's the first, when he was younger, he made like when wrestling was transitioning into kind of like bodybuilding, like you had to have a bodybuilder's physique. Rick was the first one to kind of be like, yeah, you got to look good. You know, like there's
with
like
the hair pressed.
Right. And Ric Flair
sure.
was definitely his. Who's your number 2?
My number 2 is somebody we already said, and by far one of the greatest entertainers we have ever seen. Probably you could argue one of the greatest in-ring wrestlers we have ever seen. Great character as well. You know him, he love him. We kind of love the new version of him. Everybody wasn't the biggest fan of him at one point, but he found the Lord, and I'm glad he did. And that is the one and only Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Oh, HBK. Yeah.
Oh, you thought I was gonna say
I thought right.
No.
I so thought I was like, oh,
No.
he was like Shawn. I was like, okay, I'm not mad.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels was my childhood. You know, like Shawn was cold. I wanted to be like.
If I gotta describe Shawn, you just don't know. Somebody try to sit there and debate with me and say Shawn was overrated, and I said we can no longer have this conversation.
No, he's
underrated. And the guy, if you're watching, I love you, my guy, but you know why I say it to your face. He a Cena fan, so I'm like, it's already. I already understand.
No,
I already understand.
No, Shawn is Shawn is Ric Flair Jr. Shawn got, Shawn didn't go as far with it, thank God. And he got his life.
I mean,
not, you know what I'm saying?
He went as far. It just Flair did it for 52,000 years.
Right.
that's really what it is.
God just keep having mercy on Ric Flair.
Yeah, but the thing was the difference between was HBK wasn't likable at first. Yeah, like nobody liked him. He was a jerk. And that was really what it is. He was super arrogant. Yeah. And he was arrogant because he knew nobody could mess with him. But I also got him on this because he broke in. He was one of the main people that broke in the small guy. Because to be from a man perspective, he's not a small guy. He's what, 6'1", 6'2", 220 pounds. But for a wrestler at that size, you got your Ultimate Warriors. You had at that time you had your Lex Lugers, you had your Sid Vicious. Yeah, right. You had your Sid Vicious with who's all on roids. So but he came in where it was some more slender people.
Yeah,
and more and also bringing more wrestling involved into the whole entertainment aspect as well.
That's true. Look, I'm not mad. Shawn Michaels is on my list. Don't have him at number 2, but Shawn Michaels is on my list. When we get back, we'll discuss the other 8 greatest wrestlers of all time.
Flexing.
Shoulders and back workout. That's a wrap. 2 hours in. Superpower works the whole way through. Keep you going. Lock in, man. Good choice. Superpower.
Y'all, www.cbnkglobal.store. Look, I brought with me D-Way. I just want you to see it. Look at that. Look at the color scheme. Look at the panda. It's actually not a panda, it's a bear. Look at that black and gold. Match your Jordans with your protein. www.cbnkglobal.store. Get the whole fit right. All right, look, we are back. So